What's going on, guys? Okay, so in this episode, we're going to talk about the difference between a fan base and followers, and and how can you get more fan base out of your followers. So right now, by now, you know what followers are. So on social media, you have people who follow you. Now, any brand, anybody, anything can have a follower. Any business can have someone following it. So that's usually people showing interest in your brand. But what is a fan base? A fan base is, and for a musician, that's for when you have people who not only are interested in your music, but they like to support it by doing everything they can, either sharing it or commenting or, leaving a feedback or buying your merchandise or showing up at your concerts and things like that. So a fan base is more than a follower. A follower is just someone who kind of supports your social media network. They support it's kind of almost the same. They're retweeting you every once in a while if they do that. Sometimes people follow you. They don't retweet anything. They don't fave anything. They don't say anything. They don't comment. They don't engage. That's a follower for you. They don't have to do anything but follow you. But a fan base is something that's a lot harder to get. So how do we get to a fan base? So if you make music and you've been doing music for quite some time, you'll notice the difference between the people who follow you, who, like all your stuff and then you never hear from them again, versus the people who come on your page, they say they like the stuff, they tweet it, then they keep tweeting it, and every time you drop something new, they continue to do that same thing. They come back over and over and over to support. Every time you come out with a new t-shirt, they'll be buying it, they'll buy your hats, they'll do everything. So how do you get more fans instead of followers? So as you know right now, followers are kind of hard to get on things like Instagram and maybe YouTube, but you gain followers by putting out good content. Now, people may end up following you, but then decide that they still like Drake more than you. So they may be fans of Drake, but they may just follow you and give you a chance. So what you have to do at some point is you have to convert this Drake fan into a you fan. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to listen to Drake's music anymore. It just means that they're going to start listening to yours. Another way to look at this is like if you play video games, when, Call of Duty was out and everybody was playing Call of Duty, and it was like everybody's playing Call of Duty. Everyone's time is being spent building up guns and trying to, amass a character on Call of Duty. But then Destiny came out, and that's like the same kind of game. It's just like a totally different game, but it pulled users from Call of Duty over to Destiny because they wanted to throw fireballs at each other and have special powers, and Call of Duty just didn't have that. And Call of Duty was a little bit more realistic, 2 shots you did, but then Destiny is like you can get shot 70 times and still make it out of there. So it's a totally different game. What it did is it snatched customers from Call of Duty and made them start playing Destiny. And then Destiny is the kind of game that takes so long to play. It took up all their time, so they may have never went back to Call of Duty. So with that being said, if you do the same thing with like a fan, or in music terms, you have to make good enough music, so good that it takes a fan from their favorite music, and then yours becomes their new favorite music. All of a sudden, they don't like, or not necessarily, but they just stop listening to what they was listening to, and then they start listening to yours. And nobody can stop them from playing your songs over and over and over and over. All those times you got in a car, and it's like your best friend's car, and every time you get in their car, they have the same damn CD playing forever. Like for 7 months straight, you're thinking like, I need to buy this guy another song because they're still playing the same music. That's a fan. That's a fan for you. So how do you be more of this? How do you get this to happen? You can do more shows, and shows would help. But I mean, obviously, if they're impressed with your performance, they're going to end up becoming a fan, maybe, or they might just forget you exist at all. So you have to go that extra mile to make sure there's flyers on the car. You have to make sure you're running social media ads when the show is over to make sure they see you. You have to try to convince the people who know who you are to follow you, not the people who don't know who you are. People who don't know who you are help your numbers go up. So whenever I do a campaign and people are like, nephew, I need to get, 500,000 followers. I can't get you 500,000 followers that know what you do for a living. But I can get you 500,000 people who will follow you because they like your content. Once they like your content, then you have to figure out how to get them to like you as a person. And then that's when they become a fan or like your music more than they like Drake's or more than they like whoever else's they listen to. So that in order to do that, you have to make really, really good music. And I mean, it has to go viral. I mean, we already pretty much know all of that. But how do you build a fan base if you don't go viral? How do you get to go viral without a fan base? Because you have to have a fan base to go viral. So what do? Let me tell you what I used to do. I used to stand outside the gas station or even the corner store and just tell people about my music when I was selling. This is before social media, so I was putting in infinite effort. I was out there pushing my music one person at a time. Now, equivalent to doing that today, modern version of that is by going on Twitter or Instagram and whoever DMs you or DMing people that you think would be interested in your music, and then like or like on Twitter, say for instance you tweet the music and you got 50 people who retweeted it and 70 people who liked it. Then you should go through the 50 people and say, hi, thanks for checking out my music. Go subscribe to my channel. Here's my Spotify. Hit the like button. Let me know what you feel about that. You should try to get them more involved. Those 50 people that retweeted showed that they were interested in being more than just a follower. So you want to grab those guys up and you want to get cool with them, start talking to them, get their emails, and then become like a family with those guys. So now you got 50 and you got 75 people who liked it. By the time you go through all 50 and 70 of those, you're going to have like 100 and something people who are probably going to always support your music from now on. You only have to do that 9 more times, and you'll have 1,000 people. Now, how do you know there's super fans? That's a whole nother video, because this video is not about super fans. This is just about fan base versus followers. So if you guys want me to make another video about how to create a super fan base, which is one in which every single person will buy everything you ever have to sell, everything you ever do, they're spending their money. If you want to know how to get that to happen, let me know below. I'll make another video on that. But for right now, all you have to do to build a fan base is just tell people that you do music. It's very simple. Just go through and as people message you, talk to them, see how they're doing, see what they're up to, ask them what do they do for a living, and then let them know that you do music. I know you guys are like, wait a minute, why should I do that? I'm a star. I'm making music. No, you're not a star yet. You're not a star yet. That's why you have to do this. You have to talk to everybody and let them know who you are so you can become a star. Until then, you shouldn't have any pride or any issues with reaching out to people and introducing yourself. I think they had this saying that says like, you shouldn't stop grinding and making moves until you don't have to introduce yourself any longer, which pretty much would never happen because everyone won't know who you are. But if you walk in the room and you don't have to introduce yourself to nobody, then you beat the game. It's over. You don't have to do anything. Then you're a star. Now you're a star. Everyone in the whole room knows everything about you when you walked in the door. But if you walk in that room and there's one person in there that does not know who you are, you have to introduce yourself to that person because they don't know who you are. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. Hit the like button. Also, let me know what you guys think about your followers. If you think that they're not engaging enough where you feel like you can't figure out how to get them to support the music, let me know. Let me know if you want some more videos on that. If you have any questions, leave them below. I might just make a video. If I do, I'll give you a shout out, shout your name out, your account, and I'll try to drop it in the description, tell people to go subscribe to you. So make sure you guys are telling me what type of content you want me to make videos about. Okay, guys? All right, peace.